Simple Truth go. He is on camera, so I mean,
What's
yeah, I
up,
got,
Simple?
yeah.
All right. So, what is the argument? Because I just joined the live stream. I see you guys are debating something. Can somebody just update me on something?
Uh, I don't even know.
Honestly, guys,
I don't even know where to
Do
start.
you think
Simple
it's
Truth.
coincidental that O.J. Simpson died 59 days
I've
after
No,
the
actually
Super
We
Bowl?
are exploring the truths of numerology and
Do you think that
Gematria
O.J.
in the
Simpson was
world
sacrificed
events.
ritualistically after the Super Bowl? Yes or no?
So many people talking at the same
Okay,
Do
time.
you think O.J.
let me go
Simpson was
first.
sacrificed at the end of the last Super Bowl?
Let me go first. Simple Truth. I am the king of Gematria.
I highly doubt that. But
No. I'm the host. Let me answer the question. I'm the king of Gematria because I know what to do with you guys. See, what I see is a fringe group of disassociated people who, if you guys came together, you guys could have a powerful institution here.
I've
You
said
guys,
that multiple times. I
I'm
agree with that.
okay. Hospitals, schools, even storefronts. The Catholics have done it. The Christians have done it. Why can't you guys do it? You see, I don't necessarily believe in any of this nonsense, to be completely honest with you. But what you guys have going on here is a fraternity. It's a fraternity of individuals with a common goal, like-minded people. And there are great things that you guys could possibly do. Use this for networking, you know? Don't think about now. Think about 500 years from now. This Gematria could be something big. I see it. Yeah, don't say anything,
Nice.
Knuckles. Please. Let me finish. I know you guys have low impulse control. Hear me out. It sounds crazy when it's so many different people just on a soapbox. I earlier today I said this is the equivalent of the crackhead trying to kick knowledge. You ain't listen to no crackhead, even if he's right. But you will listen to a dude in a Lamborghini. You guys need tangibles. And I said earlier, start off small. Now, of course, you guys don't have the money and the institutions like the Catholic Church does. But start off small. Get you some shirts that says Gematria on it. And go to a
get
homeless
501c3 status.
Go to a homeless shelter. Go to a food bank.
Sell
Do
t-shirts.
some volunteer work. Get the brand out so people can say, wow, those guys are great. They do work in the community. See, if you just go to people talking about numbers and 3 + 4 = this, and that's Gematria, they're gonna look at you like you're crazy.
You obviously haven't tuned in to any of the work that I've done.
Oh, trust me, I haven't.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't say that we haven't done something if you're not in tune.
Okay.
Because I've done a lot of those things already.
Okay. I didn't know. This is my first time meeting you. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, so I see that a lot of people are saying that Gematria is bullshit. I don't know how that makes sense because there's actually books that's been written on Gematria. The mainstream media has even exposed Gematria to the public. Are you guys aware of that?
Guys, let him finish. Go ahead, Simple Truth. Let him finish. Go ahead, Simple Truth.
Are you aware that there are books written on the definition of Gematria?
I have seen books because I met Zach, but I mean, I've seen Lord of the Rings books too. I've seen Star Trek books.
So there's books written on everything. Books are written on every subject.
That's fiction. That's admittedly fiction.
Thomas, hang tight. Simple Truth. What I'm saying is that I've seen all types of books. I think
there's
that
two types though: non-fiction and fiction.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm gonna kick you up out of here, man. Just hold on. I'm talking. Simple Truth. Just because somebody is writing a book doesn't mean anything, in my opinion. I could be wrong.
I understand that. But if you read a book, right, and it's teaching you about a specific topic, and then you take that topic and you apply it to your everyday life, and let's say that, for example, the book is saying that if you eat a lot of sugar, you get diabetes. Let's say you read a book about diabetes, right? And then you see that it applies to your real life, that if you consume a lot of sugar, it causes diabetes. That maybe that what you read in that book, maybe it's facts and not fiction, right? Even if the book is a non-fiction book. If you apply what you learned in that book to your real life and you notice that it's actually having an impact on your life, then it should be something that should tell you that maybe what you read in that book is actually facts and not fiction, right?
Go ahead.
Okay. So let me just explain to you what I've done and since I've started doing this work. So yeah, I learned this stuff from Zachary Hubbard back in 2017. I started my own channel in 2018. And yes, the sports games are being rigged by the Gematria code. The Gematria stuff is really easy to understand. All you have to do is take the alphabetical order and you apply a number to the letter. That's all it is. They are using numbers to communicate. We learned to use letters and words to communicate. You see, they kept that other part of the English language secret, which is the number side of it. We don't know how to read numbers. We only know how to read letters and words, right? That's the part that they didn't teach us in school. But think about the first thing you learn in school. You learn that ABC. You learn your ABCs 1, 2, 3, but they don't tell you that ABC equals 1, 2, 3. That's what they don't tell you. That's why Michael Jackson has that song. ABC is as easy as 1, 2, 3. You really think Michael Jackson is teaching people the alphabet, or is he teaching something a lot more deeper? Let me explain to you the sports game side of it, right? So the Dodgers just won the World Series. And of course, they win the World Series in the Bronx, where Vince Scully was born. Vince Scully is a legendary broadcaster for the Dodgers. If you saw the parade, Dave Roberts, he shouted out Vince Scully. He said, we want to send a rest in peace to Vince Scully, a legendary broadcaster. Now, what does Vince Scully have to do with the World Series? Vince Scully was born in the Bronx. He grew up a Yankees fan. So it was fitting for the Dodgers to win the World Series in the Bronx, in the birthplace of Vince Scully, 117 weeks after his death. If you go back to the death of Vince Scully, he died exactly 117 days into the season. That's why the World Series this year ended 117 days after Shohei Ohtani's birthday, the star player for the Dodgers. In Gematria, Dodgers equals 117, just like Major League Baseball. On the day, Game 5 of the World Series, I was at Yankee Stadium, and I was telling the fans, you can go to my YouTube channel and see the video. I was guaranteeing the fans that the World Series was going to end in Game 5 because it was 117 days after Ohtani's birthday. Did you notice what they did in Game 1 of the World Series? Freddie Freeman, and this is where you have to look at it like, oh, that's not a coincidence. Game 1 ended in a walk-off grand slam by Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman, we walked up to the plate, limping from one leg. He was limping from one leg, batting left-handed, hits a grand slam to right field. The announcer says, Gibby, meet Freddie. And why did he mention Gibby? Because 36 years before that, Kirk Gibson hit a walk-off home run against the Oakland A's to take a 1-0 lead in the World Series. And Kirk Gibson was also limping from one leg. And you want to know what's the kicker? Both Kirk Gibson and Freddie Freeman, they both hit the home run at 8:37 p.m. Now,
so you're saying they can fix home runs?
Absolutely. That's the part that's it is kind of difficult to prove.
They are professional home run hitters. They make millions of dollars to hit home runs. Wake the fuck up, dude.
Let me just finish off the Kirk Gibson ritual. So it happened 36 years ago. Now, why did they both hit the home runs at exactly 8:37? Well, because in Gematria, when you write out the number of the beast, it equals 837. And 666 is the 36 triangular number, which means if you add 1 through 36, it equals 666. 1 plus 2 plus 3, all the way to 36.
Can I make
both of these home runs happened 36 years apart? Both of these home runs happened 36 years apart. And they both hit it at the exact same time. And think about it. In 1988, you know who was the announcer? It was Vince Scully. Vince Scully called that game when Kirk Gibson hit the home run. Now go back and listen to both of those home runs. The announcer, Joe Davis, this year Joe Davis was the announcer. He said the exact same words that Vince Scully said 36 years ago.
Yep.
He said, "She is gone." He was paying tribute to Vince Scully because it's scripted. It was a big 666 ritual. Yep. You see, it's impossible for these two home runs to be hit at the exact same time. You have to be brain dead to think that's a coincidence. And then for both of them to be limping off one leg, for both of them to hit a home run to the same spot, both of them batting left-handed, and the situation, it was both in the World Series in Game 1 in the same stadium. See, that's when you say, okay, the Gematria is not bullshit, because if this happened, and then you look at all the other events, I mean, this has been going on every single day. You can bring up an example every single day with sports. It happens every single day if you pay attention and you see.
CT, I think Samuel's super chat.
Hold on, let me read Samuel's super chat real quick. Samuel says no one has explained how Gematria is even remotely useful. It's literally just plain recognition to the extreme. How is that useful? Go ahead, sir.
How is it useful to know what's going to happen in the future? I don't know. You tell me how that's useful. How is it useful to know the future? Well, guess what? If you have a $10 bill and you go into the casino and you turn that $10 bill into 20, now you have $20. That's how it's useful.
Real quick, let me read this super chat. Spatium says, for the $5 super chat, to understand why sports and Gematria go hand in hand, you have to understand Gematria and astronomical, and so are sports. Real quick, Thomas, what do you think about what this young man is saying, sir? Thomas, go ahead real quick, and then we got to get rocking.
He still said nothing to me. He still hasn't said anything to me.
Okay, Thomas.
He's been saying the same thing everybody else has been saying the whole night.
No. Thomas, listen, Thomas. The thing is, are you a person that believes in coincidences? You can be unmuted.
I believe in preparation. Everything happens for a reason. I believe in science.
Let me ask you something, Thomas. If you go, this is the thing, right? Two things happening at these were identical home runs, Thomas. When are you gonna say, you know what?
Gibby meet Freddie. He said that. He said, Gibby meet Freddie. Right after that, he said, wake up, pull your head out of your ass, and start breathing some oxygen. He said that right after he said, "Give me Freddie." But let's go. Let's keep going.
Yeah, he brought up Kirk Gibson's name. So think about it. Well, how did the announcer just said, "Oh, let me just connect this home run to Kirk Gibson" out of nowhere? He could have just said, "She is gone, home run." Why did he say
truth? Does the pitching
CT, can I ask a question?
Does the pitching coach say
You have as much proof that it's scripted as much as he's a sports nut that he knew the fact that was the same thing. He already knew about the coincidence, like the possibility of it.
I want to know how.
You can't disprove that either.
Excuse me. Can I ask a question here? Can I interject? What exactly? Can you give me an example of what actually has been predicted? Because from what I've seen, when you mention these three things happening, you can't know the second or the third happening just because the first happened or the second happened.
Bro, dude.
You can predict the third. Okay, so you're using literally random events that so-called happen on the same time, which happens all the time in a great enough sample size to literally say you could predict the future by seeing that random events that are similar have happened in a sample size of literally billions of different numbers and different events. Is that what you're telling me?
You're fucking stupid. Sorry.
Well, you can. I hold on.
I can't believe that somebody will listen to the two situations that I brought up and say that maybe that's a coincidence. And then
what I'm saying is, did you predict that Freddie Freeman hit that home run just like Gibson did at the same?
I didn't predict the home run.
Did anybody?
Wait, can you let me talk? I didn't predict that the home run was going to happen because we are on the outside looking in. You have to understand, we're not in these secret societies. It's like if you watch
so you're saying they can.
You gotta let me talk. If you're watching a movie, the movies are scripted, right? If I'm showing you Scarface for the first time, and I'm telling, and I ask you, how is Scarface gonna end? You're not gonna be able to predict the ending because you didn't write the movie. But guess who does know the ending? The people who wrote the movie, the actors, the people involved. But the movie's still scripted. You understand? Now you can make an educated guess. If I'm showing you that most of the gangster movies end up with the star being killed, then you can make an educated guess when I present to you a gangster movie about a drug dealer. You can make an educated guess. That's what Gematria is. Gematria helps you make an educated guess in how they're rigging the baseball games.
Except they always rig
Okay. Well, can I ask a question to that now?
Time.
Can I ask a question? Hold on, buddy.
Jimmy,
hold on. No, let me talk to this guy. Let me ask a final question. Are you saying
inflated ego that your questions are better than
Yes, I
everyone
do, and
else's.
it's justified.
They're
Thank
not.
you.
But it's not
Now,
true,
please
bro.
let me address the gentleman that's here. And I'll
true.
address you afterwards. Thank you.
You keep asking questions. It's never going to end. You can't
Sir,
ask a question.
it's not going to end until if you keep interrupting me. You're just elongating it.
Ask another question.
You're like a child that I have to put on timeout that says every time you say a word, it's another
Put me
minute.
in timeout. Spend some dollars then, bro. Because you ain't making no sense right
I have
now.
many times every day.
No sense. Spend some dollars.
Sir, every
all right?
day I do. That's fine. Every day I do.
Come on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
How many questions do you need?
Thank you. I'm trying to ask this one question, but you still keep going.
Oh, another one question.
Hold on, let me read these super chats real quick. Big Back Kahuna with the $5 super chat. Maybe Gematria is just deja vu or some higher power. It gets more confusing every day. These Gematria holics come on here. Samuel with the $2 super chat. Educated guesses is not or are not predicting the future.
No one said anything about predicting the future, man.
And Khan Shinery with the two Canadian dollars and 79 cents. Simple Truth writing a script right now. Thank you so much for the super chats. Go ahead, guys.
No,
is there anything in human history? I'll go with it. Is there anything in human history that secretive that you can point to an example to that hasn't gotten out when that many people are involved?
Clearly, this Masonic order that's ruling over all the nationalized sports and the nationalized media has not been revealed because you don't know a friggin' thing about it.
What about? Don't even go that far. What about local gangs? Do you know what the Bloods do every single day?
Every gang movement, every gang, there's hundreds of rats and there's hundreds of informants in the gang.
You don't know what their activities are.
Yeah, you do. That's how they know where they are all the time. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
No, you don't. No.
Yes, they do. How do you think that? How do you think the small hats knew exactly where all the people were, the targets that they had to take care of? They have informants, sir.
You don't know.
He thinks the fucking cell phone bombs are real.
Oh, they're real, sir. Ask him. He has one.
The last example I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna get off.
That's ridiculous.
The last NBA playoffs, the Celtics won the championship on 617 in the 617 area code, right?
Amen.
The last 4 Celtics players to pass away, you can look this up. This is a fact. Bill Russell was the first one, number 6. Havlicek, number 17, was the second. He died right after Bill Russell. 6, and then number 17. Sam Jones ended up dying after that. He was the third one. He died on LeBron's birthday. He wore the number 24. And then the last one was Bill Walton, who wore the number 5. The Celtics, they ended up winning their 18th championship on 6, 17, 24 in 5 games. 6, 17, 24. That's June 17th, 2024. The last 4 legendary Celtics players to pass away.
When did the Mavericks win their only game? When did their Mavericks win their only game?
What does that mean? Okay, well, hold on.
Trump's birthday.
Simple truth. Let me ask you a question. What does that mean? Okay, so if these numbers are true about the Celtics, what does that mean?
They sacrifice these players, and then they rigged the championship.
They sacrificed Bill Russell.
Absolutely. Yes. That's why they win.
He was almost 90 years old.
Hold on. You asked me a question. They sacrificed Bill Russell 666 days after they clinched the Eastern Conference, and we predicted that. On my channel, I said the Celtics are going to sweep the Pacers 666 days after the death of Bill Russell. Go look up how many days from the death of Bill Russell to the death of Bill Walton. 666 days.
Get this stoner away from me, CT.
Yeah, Simple Truth does good work, guys. If you don't like Zach, definitely learn from Simple Truth.
Really quickly. Can we use any of this gematria to stop some of the bad things that they're going to be trying to do to us, or is it just us just taking?
You can identify those.
I think this is going back to what Chaotic Truth said. The only way we're gonna end up stopping this is if we all unite.
So yeah, exactly. So hold on, really quickly. If I had this knowledge that you have, okay, I'm a business minded person. I'm a capitalist myself. So I would take this knowledge and have everybody say, let's put $1 in. And now we're going to use these dollars to bet on these sports teams, which we know are going to win.
Well, I don't think betting is the way to stop it.
Hold on, please. I understand it's not perfect. The gentleman the other day touted about 80% win ratio. So if you could put $1,000 in every game, and 80% of the time it works out to where you win, you're going to be winning more money than you're losing. So within 5 or 10 years, you could have your community with $1 billion. I mean, literally $1 billion, and they could create something, and then they could give the information out for free to everybody. And then they, you know what they would have to do? You know what these evil doers with all their evil numbers would have to do? They would have to change their cipher, right? They would have to change their cipher or something at least. And then once they change their cipher, we wouldn't know what the hell's going on. So why don't they just change their cipher and keep it really secret? Why is their cipher just out there for y'all to kind of figure out?
This stuff is not out there. This stuff was solved by Zachary Hubbard. He solved it. He uncovered it.
So why don't they just change their cipher?
So why don't they kill him? They tried to kill Trump. Why wouldn't they kill him?
Because he's still not effective.
Why don't they change their cipher?
Look, all of you.
How is the cipher not secret?
Like, dude, look.
If I was like in person, hold on,
this sounds like that's really all we need to do.
This sounds like
wouldn't they use the numbers? Wouldn't they use?
Good question, right, CT?
Wine with the $5 super chat. Rock ain't no damn business minded anything. Rock was doing good. Big Bad Kahuna says we need a Gematria Jesus. I elect cuts one. I think there's another super chat too. Samuel says, of course Jimmy looks like that. I'm done laughing my ass off. Go ahead, guys.
The thing is, he asked, why is this not secret? It was secret for years. This stuff has been going on since the 1700s. Probably even before that.
Yeah, but Zachary says he didn't discover anything. He just took what other people talked about and exposed it to other people. That's what he told us.
Zachary Hubbard. He read something in a book where it talked about Gematria, and then he took it and applied it
the secret teaching of all age.
Okay, you've been paying attention to.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Okay, so
I can't talk while other people are talking.
Okay,
so I'll talk and let them talk.
No, it's just me, right? So supposedly Kobe was sacrificed by this Gematria game, right? Okay, that's what I heard, right? How did they commandeer the helicopter? Like, how does this work? Is there some sort of like technology where they take over the body? Like, how does this exactly work?
You mean sixth generation military equipment?
They didn't really show us any proof that Kobe Bryant actually died. I mean, there was no proof that he actually died.
Okay,
but if you go back and read the fire department, they claim that the crash happened 41 minutes after takeoff, and of course, Kobe Bryant was 41 years old. The name Kobe Bryant equals 41. His death was clearly ritual. Now, the question is, how do they control?
How do they control certain events? Like, so if an event happens, that means there has to be some sort of control mechanism, like some sort of device that controls them, right? Maybe maybe 40s, maybe some mind melding, maybe an actual like Manchurian style candidate. How are these events manipulated?
Well, the thing is, it doesn't have to be real. They just have to report it. They just have to say that Kobe Bryant was in a helicopter and that his daughter was there. They don't say where is Kobe.
Okay. So I'm not arguing with. I'm just asking. So where do you think Kobe is at right now?
I can't answer that because I don't know.
Okay. All right. That's all I wanted to know.
DT, honestly, I think it's something kind of like what happened with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was everyone heard that she died like 6 months before she officially died. Like everyone was like, she's there's no way she's still alive right now. And if she is, she's in like a vegetable state. And all they're doing is waiting for this certain day to say that, she passed away now. And I kind of see what they're saying because if we could look at the news as a whole, it seems like they.
Hey, Rock, no offense, you just babbling. Hang tight, Rock. Simple truth. John Amos died in August, but they didn't say it. He died until I think like October or something. Now, is that some sort of gematria right there?
Well, what I've noticed sometimes like especially when it comes with black people, like the person will die and then they'll report the death 42 days later or 59 days later. Somebody asked earlier what's the significance of 59. OJ dying 59 days after the Super Bowl. Well, those numbers get stamped on black people throughout history. Slave, Negro, Rasta, Blues, they have gematria of 59. 42 is also another stamped on black people. Nigger is 42. That's why Jackie Robinson, the first black baseball player, wore number 42. They had Chadwick Boseman die at the age of 42 on Jackie Robinson Day. He played Jackie Robinson in the film 42. So that's why sometimes they wait so long to report. It's all for the ritual. You got to ask yourself, if he died 2 months ago, why are they telling us now? That's why. It's because they waiting for the perfect date so the numbers can line up perfectly.
It's all about perception. It's not about reality, right?
What do you mean?
Because it's all about to manipulate the regular people's perception of things.
It's about both,
Yes.
bro. When you're really hungry,
it's mind control.
But more so one than the other. It's not exactly split down the middle.
In the technological age, yeah, bro. You're right.
Wouldn't they have known using the numbers that Zach was going to figure this out?
You see Nick Cass.
No, I don't think that. I don't think that's what happened. I think that once he did figure it out, he went viral. I think that's when they started tightening it up. They started tightening their scripts up.
That's funny.
No, let me explain. Because when he started doing this, it was very easy for him to predict the championships because there was nobody doing his work. Years after he started doing it, the riddle started getting a little more confusing, and we started noticing, like, oh my God, something that was so obvious 5 years ago is not obvious now, and that's because, and they even wrote articles about the guy, and if you look, and ESPN has even taken shots at this community. You know, there's actually a video out there, you can look it up. You can I think you can YouTube ESPN mocks Gematria. I think it'll come up. The ESPN analyst said, you know, if you're into numerology, check this out. 99-mile-per-hour fastball. Oh, number 99 is batting. Oh, he was mocking us. And you got to ask yourself, why would somebody from ESPN be taking a shot at this community? And it's because
why would they read that off of? Why would they take the time to put that into the script that they're going to read on there? That does seem really odd. Because I stopped watching sports when I noticed that there was something wrong with sports. I was like, hold on, the best players, the best teams are not winning. The championships
and why
are
wouldn't
not
they interview
winning.
Zach himself?
And it's ridiculous. And then hold on. And then they have these refs out there, these black and white striped suits. You know, like there's some kind of like in between guy between like the players on the field and the fans in the stand, making wrong calls on major games, and I was like, you know what, this is all crap. This is trash, dude.
The Patriots.
This is a game. That's why it's called a game. It's a game that's set up.
Going back to
that's
Kobe
all a
Bryant,
cover story for the ritual.
The year that Kobe Bryant dies, the Lakers win the championship on Father-Daughter Day. On a day, even 81 days left in the year, and Kobe's famous for scoring 81
I watched
points.
I saw that, but that was really weird.
Yeah, and then LeBron came over to or he came over to the Lakers, you know, all by the numbers.
LeBron wins the championship for the Cavaliers on the real King James's birthday.
Can you tell me anyone who's name, or can you name anyone who's actually made money off this, or just made money off selling it to other people?
Me, I made $100,000 about 2 months ago.
And how was that?
How was it? I did a 16 parlay.
So you
asked me a question.
No, I didn't hear you. I was saying, go ahead.
I did a 16 parlay and I put $2,000 on it and I won almost 100. It wasn't exactly 100,000. It was like 68,000, but I had $30,000 won. Altogether, I had like $100,000. I made a video.
Parlay.
They let you walk away with
Monday
that?
Night Football game?
They let you walk away with that?
Was it a Monday Night Football game?
Oh, it was a 16 parlay. It was 3 basketball.
Okay. Well, that's what I was asking. I'm trying to clarify. So in other words, you in the overall bets that you made, it was a rarity, and you won a couple times at the end in a higher return environment. Correct?
This is the highest win rate you can get is with Gematria. I mean, I'm just letting you know, but
from what I've been hearing, it's AI.
Oh my God! Go ahead, guys.
I heard AI is the best way to predict it. But CT, what do you think? Do you think AI or
Hey, I'm just listening, man. I'm listening, man. I'm not here to critique or anything.
I feel like we could probably create a Gematria AI to actually kind of predict things a little better.
He asks me 3 questions on top of that. Like he'll ask a question and he say, "Oh, well, what about this? What about this?" I just answered the question. He said, "Have you ever made money with this? Has anybody?" Yes, I just told you I made $100,000. I would have never made $100,000.
But you didn't predict it. No, you made a bet on a series of bets. You could have actually done the same thing over the entire period and made the same amount.
Before. I never know that without the.
But sir, that means you haven't bet enough before.
I'm curious. How much have you bet?
That's why you're not
Gematria.
winning anything because you
Like,
keep
what
talking.
is your overall win percentage with Gematria? I'm just asking. Like, I'm not.
Let me pull it up right now.
Who, me?
Yeah, yours, because you just said you won $100,000 or whatever from a parlay bet. What's your overall win?
I don't keep track of my record, but it's definitely higher than one. This is the
I
thing.
can't tell you my
I've
record
been
either,
betting
man,
on
because I'm
sports.
gambling illiterate. But I
I've been
didn't
betting
know.
on sports.
I took to the Gematria, but I couldn't gamble.
I've been betting on sports since I was like 17 years old, and I would have never hit this. I only started winning once I learned the knowledge.
Okay. So Gematria has drastically improved your winning percentage, you would say?
Yes.
And its regularity, the regularity in which it occurs?
Yes.
That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, during March Madness, I made a couple of bets. I took Yale, Grand Canyon, and James Madison in a couple parlays. $50 won 1,800, $20 won 1,200, and I bet $100 on Yale straight up, and they all hit. And it's all because
Yeah,
of
and
Zach.
you made so much because the bets were all underdog bets that you were doing.
Well,
Yeah,
it
and
was March
serious
22nd.
underdogs.
It
And
was
that's the
literally
thing.
March.
Yeah, and that happens in March Madness. That's what it's famous for.
It was
But the
on
pick
March
which
22nd.
ones is the challenge. And the
It was-
reason why they hit is because the rituals, well,
It was
the
on March
numbers looked
22nd.
the most
Sir, what about the
appealing.
guy on ESPN a couple of years ago that out of 15 million Final Fours, he predicted the champion? He didn't use Gematria.
How do
He
you
didn't
know?
tell you it was Gematria.
How
Because
do you
he
know?
said he didn't. He said he
Oh yeah,
literally
he
was
said,
drunk and he
yeah,
picked the
guys, I didn't
team.
use Gematria
Because
for
he
these
said
picks.
he didn't use Gematria.
Yeah,
It's
you're a
really
fucking
random.
idiot.
Yeah.
You're an
Do you
idiot.
think why if you were okay? Look at. If you use Gematria, the entire point of using it and having it, as you're seeing here, is for people to fight each other and say, "I have the correct Gematria. Look at me."
No, there is no such thing as the correct gematria. It's what it is. It's only
But
one.
then, why is there English Gematria? Why is there other Gematria? Why is there backwards
Because there's
Gematria?
different
We've already answered this,
alphabets.
man. We're
Those
already
are different. Those are the ciphers.
conversation,
When
bro.
the thing is, when you have it
Are the
right,
English people killing everyone else, or are they not?
I can't talk over people. Y'all finish talking. I'll wait. The thing is, the thing is, a lot of people think that they have it because they're looking at a narrative that's incorrect. There's only one narrative for every championship for every game, and once you solve the narrative, you're gonna get the game right.
And there's also
I thought
potential
the
for
narrative
other
is like how
narratives
each
due to the
player is
existing
playing,
numbers in the
their
records of the
health.
teams.
I mean, that's the thing. It's very
Did you hear
hard
that?
to.
Did you hear that? There's
No, I
also
didn't.
Hang tight, guys. Hang tight. Thomas and Babu, you there, buddy?
Yeah.
What say you, sir? About? I mean, he said he won 100,000. What say you, sir?
God, it's just like, oh, man, it's just chance. Can I ask a question? Like, simple truth. Can I ask a question? Do you believe it might just be luck or chance that you won that money?
Was it lucky? Was it lucky for the Celtics to win the championship on 6-17-24 after those three Celtic players died? Number 16, number 6, number 17, and number 24. Was that luck? Or was that something
So
that
you're
we
just
noticed?
connecting different dates together and putting a number to them. So, like, listen, sir.
No, listen, Thomas. The
Instead of
last
using logic, okay, sir.
four.
Okay.
Listen, Thomas. You're a smart guy. I can tell by the way you talk. The last four players to die. This is not random. I'm not picking any random Celtic players. These are legendary Celtics players that passed away in a specific order. They all died in that same order: 6, then number 17, then number 24, and then number 5.
They
This is
won
not
on the
random.
18th. They won it
And
on
then
the
they win,
18th.
and then they win the championship on 6-17-24. They win by 18 points.
They
They
won
won
it
the
on
18
6-18-24, sir.
Yeah, they won game 5 by 18 points.
They did not win on that.
No,
Game
they
5,
won it on 6-18-24.
This guy's literally lying, dude.
6-17-24.
It's 617 is the Boston area code.
And 617 is the 113 prime
No,
number.
they won it on 6-18 though. Game 5 was on 6-18.
They won the championship on June 17th.
No, they won on June 18th, sir.
All right, whatever.
Can I ask you a question?
Go look it up. It's on Wikipedia. Go look it up.
Can I ask you a question?
Go look up the
Can I ask you a question?
2024 NBA Finals dates.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I'm on the NBA's website. It says June 18th, 2024.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Okay, that's wrong.
Okay, can I ask a
Okay, so I
question?
guess the
Simple truth.
NBA is wrong as well. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to question your knowledge of the game. I'm sorry.
Simple truth. Can I ask a question? If you believe in this Gematria so much, why don't you bet more money in it? If you believe in it so much, why don't you bet more money in it?
Because the percentages are not that, they're only like
no. The thing
60,
is,
70%.
not every game is. This is what I've learned. Not every game is as easy as something like the Celtics Game 5 in the NBA Finals. Every narrative is not easy. It's sometimes the narrative is confusing. I only bet big money when I see that the riddle is very clear.
Imperious, bro. What's that word I'm looking for? The medical condition?
Apophenia?
Thank you. Could it be that when you win, you find apathenic, I guess, perceptions that are just actually luck playing out? I mean, because you don't hit it every time, and you just set someone harder than the line.
What I noticed is that you guys ask me a lot of questions, but you don't answer any of my questions. I ask you guys,
what is your success rate?
Do you think it's a coincidence that the Celtics win on 6-17-24? Nobody answered.
Yeah, but the NBA website says 6-18.
That's wrong.
How?
I just looked it up on ESPN. I just looked it up on ESPN. It's 6-17. This guy's full of shit. Look, on game 4, okay, the Mavericks won. That was Donald Trump's birthday, okay? That was 6-14, 6-1-4. They scrummed the days together so they could get it on that day. The Dallas blew.
So now they're moving days together? Are we blending time and space?
Let them finish. Let them finish, man.
I feel like you guys are trolling.
I said the wrong thing. Sorry. They moved the game closer together than they usually would. They fudged the schedule a little bit, is what I meant to say, so that they could play on Trump's birthday. Now, put Gematria aside, put numerology aside. Miriam Adelson received the Presidential Medal of Freedom for contributions to the Jewish community in 2019 from a one Donald Trump, the president. He's the one who can give that medal. Okay. Now guess who bought 69% stake in the Mavericks this year? It was a one Miriam Adelson, the lady who received the Presidential Medal for Freedom for contributions to the Jewish community from Donald Trump in 2019. Bought the Mavericks majority stake. Pay attention. You don't even need fucking numbers. You need to pay attention. That's why it's easy for Simple to come on here and say all this, is because he pays attention, and it's obvious when the Boston Celtics win the championship on their area code's fucking date on the calendar. Excuse my.
And let me ask you. Jimmy, let me ask you a question, Jimmy. Do these individuals or the powers that be, do they gather somewhere? Do they recruit people? How do you get involved with being able to manipulate the planet in its
time and space?
One answer. It's nepotism. I'm pretty sure is the word. Is that right?
Okay.
You got to be friggin' born into it. Okay.
You got to be born into it. Okay.
Okay. Now we're starting to see.
No, because I'm gonna meet you guys. I mean, I think a lot of this is BS, but I'm just gonna meet you halfway with this.
You're still believing. We're paying attention. So.
Oh, okay.
So chaotic. You think it's BS for the Celtics to win the championship?
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think a lot of this. I think a lot of this is just like fairy tales, to be honest. But that's just me. That's just me.
What about what I just said about Miriam Adelson?
To me, it's just like it's like you guys.
Do you think it's coincidental that Miriam Adelson bought the Mavericks and then went to the NBA Finals and won one game on Trump's birthday? The guy who gave her a Medal of Freedom.
But they play 82 games. It's very likely that they were going to win. They were going to win the game anyway.
We're talking about
that story.
The NBA Finals is not 82 games. It's only 7 games.
That's chaotic math. Just let
these guys. Yeah, but you know that
the NBA doesn't play 82 games. I'm confused.
When the dates were set, these dates were set 10 years ago.
It's only one day of the week, one day of the month, one day of the year.
Yeah, but dude, they set the dates for.
Hang tight, bro. Hang tight, Rock. Stay on mute. I don't believe any of this. However, I think that this community is a very interesting community in terms of its fraternalism. That's what I kind of like about this community. It's like you guys have created a network, and I think it's good. It's hard for me to follow. I'm not gonna lie to you. However, I support this community, so that's all I'm saying, man. I don't believe.
You can't say you support it when
you
you're saying all the stuff is BS.
Not your community.
No, that's not support.
I'm sorry.
Well,
what?
allowing you to speak up here is support.
You can't say I support the community.
Rock, tell me, Rock, please tell me to everybody. Tell me, please. Not Simple Truth and Jimmy. I am asking you guys to meet me halfway. Are there individuals that meet up somewhere and they are the masters and commanders of creating these events? Because I would like to know, how are these events created? That's all I would like to know. Because I'm curious.
Why is it that so difficult to
okay,
understand?
so you said
we just told you where to start looking, bro. Basically,
you said sporting events.
Yeah, I mean, you could start going to the top.
Bro, like, I mean, honestly, bro, like if you're always on the defensive, that means that you don't really believe in this stuff either.
Hey,
I'm saying,
I think I understand what you're saying.
Thank you. All I'm saying
can
is,
I comment on what you just said really quick though before you go on to the next point?
Yeah, go ahead, man. You got the
because you're literally saying exactly what I'm saying. So none of the individuals who are in this so-called Gematria community are aware of what is driving it. That's what you're asking: is are there people meeting up to drive this big thing that's happening?
Yes,
what I mentioned was that it looks like it's an algorithm, almost like a computer program or something.
Right.
It's a Jesuit order. The Jesuit order is driving this.
Oh man, this is simple math.
Just sign. Do you watch Star Wars?
This is not algorithm.
Yes. Okay. Simple math. And Star Wars is bullshit. It's science fiction. A lot of it is bullshit. But in that universe, there is only a handful of people, a very, very small percentage of the galactic population that can control and manipulate matter. Those are the Jedi, or those are Force-sensitive people.
Yeah.
Do these Jesuits have a way of controlling space and time? Because to me, it seems like there has to be something where they are actually controlling these events. Yes, I get it. A baseball player can hit a home run. They are supposed to hit home runs. They are paid millions of dollars. But baseball players don't hit home runs every time at bat. Truth be told, a lot of baseball players don't hit more than 20 home runs a year. What I am saying is that if these events are being manufactured, is there some sort of entity, some sort of power, some sort of unseen force that are manipulating these events? That's all I'm asking. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just trying to meet you guys halfway.
What I'm saying is, why do you need that? Why do you need something superficial?
They do need that.
Control actors on the basketball court.
Truth. When someone like you, Truth, comes in here and you have such a finite understanding of this and your experience is so readily available and you can sit here and just spit it out because you lived it, they have that same thing. And they have a program for drafting a certain class of people. Has anyone ever watched YouTube and watched someone solve a Rubik's Cube super fast and be like, damn it, I wish I could do that? Has any one of y'all ever felt that way?
CT, you have a problem, CT.
Okay, so
CT, you want something,
there is
CT.
a certain type of person out there who is on that level and they get drafted. I promise you.
CT, you have a problem. See, you have something you need. It's called evidence. And that's a problem. You know what I mean? That's what you have a problem here. In your brain, you're needing evidence, and you know they can't seem to produce it.
Logic.
There's a lot of
and what we're that's the impact.
Tons of evidence you can go in every day. What I'm trying to say is that there's a dualistic aspect to this.
I agree.
You can go into your own personal life, which I have, and I've measured dates.
Ask that question.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. I've gone into my own personal life. I've measured dates. I've done connections with people that are named this, my grandfather's name, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. You're going to find connections, right? You can go and do that with.
Yeah, that's the point. With apophenia, it's people finding connections in everything. I could find a connection in everything. There's a tapestry to connect everything.
Hold on,
Can you imagine there's a tapestry to everything?
So what I'm saying is that seems like there's some sort of algorithmic nature to this because there are so many.
Hold on for a second, Jason. Give me a second because Simple Truth is on camera. What was your question, sir?
Okay, so on Christmas Day, Beyonce just announced that she's going to perform at a halftime show during the Ravens and Texans game. And I want you guys to tell me what you think is going to happen. That Christmas game is 112 days after her birthday. Houston equals 112. The Ravens are 10-2 all time versus the Texans. Who do you think is going to win that game?
Well, you'd pick the team that is 10-2, and you'd pick the team that has a better record this year, which will be the Ravens.
So follow the code.
No.
That's not a code. That's looking at like with deductive logic and several
I ask you a
factors.
question. Please answer it the way I need it to be answered. It's 112 days after her birthday.
I'm on Ravens.
Yeah. So what happens if she drops out and gets sick, and she can't perform that day?
What about if she doesn't and she does perform like she announced she was?
But when did she decide to perform this? When was this scheduled?
Today.
So she came out today. So this pattern was new.
This is what
when was
you don't answer my
Beyonce
question.
born?
Now you're asking me a question.
Hold on, Imperius, hold on for a second. You were saying that Beyonce, because she's from Houston, their area code is 112. You are assuming that the Texans are going to beat what supposedly should be the Ravens, right? Because the Ravens are 10-2, right? So you're saying that
the Ravens will be the clear favorite, and this will be Gematria demonstrating a big underdog win.
Well, if you don't know how to bet, that's your fault.
That's what you're saying.
What guarantees you that the Ravens are going to be the favorite when the Texans have a better record?
I thought the Ravens had the 10-2 all time.
See, you guys are thinking.
No. They are 10-2 versus the Texans all time.
Yeah. Right. I just heard. Yeah.
But that doesn't matter because those first 12 games they were played by other players. I mean, it wasn't this season that they became 10-2.
I know, right?
That's
right.
The whole time since the NFL started.
Since the 80s.
So Ray Lewis is not going to be playing on Christmas.
Since the Texans came around in like the 90s.
Against the Texans, they're 10-2, right? That's what you're saying.
Yes.
So you're saying that the Texans are going to win the game
because saying the Ravens are 10-2. Didn't you say the Ravens were 10-2?
The Ravens are 10-2, right? I got that part. You were saying because
Texans are the newer team historically.
Yeah, because Beyonce being you're saying because Beyonce is going to perform. Oh, I get you. She's from 112, so I guess the Ravens are going to get the 11th win.
Yeah, become 11-2. The Ravens 11-2. 112 days after Beyonce's birthday.
Well, couldn't you also say they have probably the best quarterback in the NFL? They're right now have a better record, and they historically have a better coach.
They don't have a better record.
They don't have a better record.
They're 7-4 right now. They're 7-4. Houston's 6-4.
Hold on for a second.
How is that a better record?
Let me read this. Hold on. Let me read
Houston's playing right now.
Hashtag with the $5 Australian. Breaking news. JD Vance in 2028 vows to send all Gematrians back to Gematria or school. And all Urban Hip Hop says, how does the name Kobe equals 41? Go ahead, guys. Go ahead, Gimpy.
I'll catch you later, dude. I got a late show to go.
Thank you so much, man.
It's real simple. You just take the alphabetical order and apply the rules of numerology. Kobe Bryant equals 41.
Why wouldn't you take the team with the best player, the better record, and the better coach, and the better historical record?
So who do you think is going to win on Christmas Day?
Baltimore.
That's good betting strategy for sure, Imperius. But I mean,
I told you the Ravens are going to win, and I told you why.
Well, no, they're going to win because they have the better player, they have the better coach, they have a historically better record, and they have a better record this year.
Well, the Texans.
What does history have to do with? The thing is, those players that played.
You just said no. Don't finish that sentence. If history doesn't matter, what are you looking at to make your patterns?
Exit last year.
You know what's really crazy is
I have a problem with
Paris is arguing. Hold on, really quickly. Paris is arguing that the game is not controlled. The game is controlled by coaches, correct, Imperius?
Oh, it's controlled by the referees.
That's a lot. Well, yeah.
You could say it's controlled by the referees. Okay, so if it's controlled by the referees,
remember Donahoe.
Imperius, is the game controlled by coaches? Correct, that call plays, right?
Yeah.
They practice
in some manner, yeah.
So how in the heck in that logic form that you're using for that, you can say that it depends on the outcome of the game which team has better players? Wouldn't it come down to the coaches calling the plays?
No, you need the execution of the plays being called.
That's pretty sound logic, though, isn't it?
Come on now. No. What's more important, the play itself or the players?
The players.
The play. You obviously never played.
No, the players are better. No, a player makes the coach. The coach doesn't make the player.
Get him out of here.
Brady made Belichick. Belichick did not make Brady.
If the coach tells Lamar Jackson to
Jordan made Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson did not make Jordan.
We need 50 yards, guys. Let's call a running play. We need 50 yards, guys. Let's play a running. Let's call a running play.
No, you just have a guy like Peyton Manning who audibles the play at the line 5 times, find the play that right and runs it.
useless, bro. You've never done anything with your life. You can tell every time you open your mouth. You've never done.
That's why he's not showing his face.
Damn, you've never done.
Sir. Now you're getting petty. You want me to engage in personal insults or not? I can do so. So, CT, do I have the permission or no?
I think you can show your face so people can see who you are.
Bro, you've never even.
CT, can I go ahead or no?
You just let me know, homie. You've never had a friend. Think about that. I mean, for reals, bro. You've never even had a friend, bro.
I'm just asking him, Paris, because I'm in the middle. You know, I think it sounds a little crazy, but I'm a person that notices patterns because that's just how I learn. I learn from other people for the most part. I learn from
the biggest thing. I would say this, Mr. Cracker.
I learn from observation, so that allows me.
And you need to observe that in a large enough data set, there are infinite amount of patterns that you can identify, and that's what they're looking at. They are looking at almost infinite data. They're looking at infinite data sets.
There's one Super Bowl,
and then looking at infinite amounts of different kinds of data within that data set, cross-referencing them, and then finding a pattern between billions and billions and billions of numbers.
Thomas, you understand that your logic doesn't make sense? Better players, even better coaches, that doesn't guarantee a win.
It's all the playing.
If that was the case, the Golden State Warriors, the year that they won 73 games, they should have won 82 games.
The Ravens just lost to the
those 9 games.
Come on.
If they clearly have better players than almost everybody in the NBA, why did they lose to the Raptors in the NBA Finals?
Because sometimes in games you don't have it that game.
Exactly.
Because you don't have it.
That's the best.
You don't have it some days.
Congratulations, bro. That's the best you can do.
So exactly. Right. So what guarantees you that the Ravens are not going to have it on Christmas
Because
Day?
they have the signs of being the better team. They have a better present record. They have a better past record. They have a better present coach, and they have a better present quarterback.
So why did they lose on Sunday?
Well, they shouldn't have. If you watch
they
the
lost.
game,
why did they lose according to
they lost because they made mistakes.
Really? You don't think it was maybe because who they played again? The Ravens.
They played the Steelers, who are a great team, and you can't make mistakes against great teams.
Did the Ravens head coach picked up his 103rd regular season loss and his 113th career loss when Steelers is 103 and 113? Did you realize that?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter because that's how they're rigging the game.
It doesn't matter. None of that matters. You can look at the number of flakes of snow that fell on the field, and if it adds up to that number, you'll find a pattern there too.
CT, basically, hold on. Believing in football is like believing in wrestling as a kid. If you could